We are live, everybody, on the HahaSmart podcast. Welcome to podcast number 3. Today, we're going to talk about financing your solar project. Now, I know no one likes to talk about finance and interest rates, but sometimes it's just a lot easier to see when you what you're working with when you get the numbers. So, let's talk about it a little bit so you're not worried that you're going to get stuck with some huge payments. There's lots of programs out there. First of all, there is a PACE loan in California, and that stands for a Property Assessed Clean Energy Loan. And those are basically, if a solar project in California qualifies, then they get a lower interest rate and sometimes zero interest rate. Companies like PG&E are able to offer a 0% interest rate PACE loan for home improvements like solar. Basically, it's a home equity loan or a home improvement loan with some better rates. But because in California it's available but not in other areas, let's talk about home equity loans in general. I mean, a home equity loan is used to improve anything on your home, and that includes solar. And home equity loans are available from every bank, every credit union, and now, like I said, utilities are even offering it because of the programs like the PACE program. So, a home equity loan, basically, it's a 5 to 15 year term loan, and you use the equity on your home as a collateral, so it's a secured loan usually. There are unsecured loans that you can get, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend a secured loan. Banks and credit unions right now, with an average to good credit score, you could probably get about a 4.89% finance. So let's just work with that number. A 4.8% rate, which is fairly good. There are better. Some people have to pay more, but that's a pretty good rate. Basically, home equity loans are just like any other loan. They're based on the prime rate plus a few percentage points for the bank. So there are also companies like Y-Green, and they are solar only or a home equity loan company that really is big on energy efficiency, improving your home, and also solar loans. That's Y-Green, and you can find them ygreen.com. So again, let's talk about the cost per month. So let's say if we get a 15-year loan on a solar installation that's like $17,000. That's about a 6 kilowatt system. You know, some people have a more expensive system, some people have a less expensive system, but let's work with this number, $17,000. I know that seems like a lot, but we can get into it later. It's less expensive than new cars, it's less expensive than a lot of things, and you're already paying every month for your power. So let's stick with this. $17,000 on a 15-year term loan. It's going to have 180 payments. So that $17,000 loan, if you add the 4.89% interest rate to that loan, you're going to get a monthly payment of $133.47. And rather than discussing how you calculate your interest every month and how it changes, just know that there are a lot of mortgage payment calculators out there on the internet. It's pretty easy to find, and you just punch in your numbers and it'll give you numbers just like this one. So a monthly payment of $133.47. That's if you did a 15-year loan. Now, if you decrease that loan to a 5-year term, you're going to increase your payments to about $320 a month, but you'll be paying less interest over time. And a 10-year loan gives you a nice number of $179 a month. So if you plan on having a solar home and you're going to live there for many years to come, it might make sense to get a home equity loan to pay for it, because in 10 years of $179, you might be paying almost that much or more, even more if you have a bigger home, on your power anyway. So like I said, shorter term loans are going to have less interest but higher payments, and longer term loans are going to have lower payments but higher interest, and well, just higher interest payments overall. That's just how it works. And again, there's loan calculators so you can figure out your payment. Now, something else that you can apply. For the next couple of years, you will get a 30% tax write-off on your solar system. So if you spent $17,000 on your solar system, then you are getting a $5,100 tax write-off. Now, you have to talk to your tax professional how much you'll get back or how much less you'll be paying. Is dependent on a lot of things that I have no idea about because everyone's individual, so you will have to talk to your tax professional. But let's say that $5,100 was applied and you get a refund at the end of the year. Your tax refund, if you're smart, you can apply that to the solar loan, and most loans don't have a penalty for paying it off early. Most loans will let you pay more or pay it off early, and so it's a lot easier to basically use that refund to pay for some payments, or you can even pay one lump sum, and then you can actually reorganize the loan terms so you can get a lower monthly payment because you have a lower principal overall that you just knocked a bunch of money off with your tax refund. So you basically have all these programs that are helping, and solar now has gone so mainstream that there's one mortgage company out of San Diego, they're called Guild Mortgage, that's offering a home loan and solar loan combo, and it's called an FHA Solar Loan. Right now it's only available in California, but look for this program to roll out across the country as more banks catch on and realize that this is a good way for a lot of people to enjoy solar power. I mean, it only makes sense. Solar increases the value of your home, and like many improvements do to your home, but solar also gives you power. It reduces your monthly electricity bill. There's a lot of benefits to it, and banks know that. So again, let's do some math and see how much more it would cost if you added a solar to a 30-year mortgage like this Guild 30-year FHA Solar Loan. Let's say you live here in Sacramento and you bought a home for about $350,000. Now I know in LA and in the Bay Area there are more expensive homes, and in many places across the country there are less expensive homes, but for now $350,000 is about what we work with here in Sacramento. So let's add that $17,000 solar system to it, and that turns the $350,000 to $367,000. Now, of course, each individual is going to have different ways that they, or amounts that they pay in the beginning. So you might have a down payment of a certain amount, but let's say you have a zero down payment. If you have a 4.75 interest rate on a 30-year loan of $367,000, that's going to be $1,946 a month. Now, the amazing thing is if you had a $350,000 loan without the solar, your payments are $1,855 a month. It's a $91 difference. So, again, you're going to have to consult your own tax investment professional and your own money manager and see what's right for you. But again, this gives people more options. I mean, how much you paying every month for your electricity bill? I mean, let's say you pay $150 a month for your electricity bill already. Over 30 years, that's $54,000, and none of that money is yours. You don't own everything, and you are not able to participate in things like net metering and other programs that are available to solar customers and not to everyone else. And this brings me to another point: solar leases or PPA agreements. For years, solar installations cost so much that really the only way that people could afford it is to lease the power from another company who put it on their roof, but they never owned it. Now, prices have dropped so much that people are able to own their systems, and banks are opening up to lending. So I really don't recommend that you participate in a solar lease or PPA agreement unless you have no other option. And I recommend you look at your options because there's probably a lot more options than you think. That brings us, to the end, basically saying that there's a lot available for you. There's PACE programs here in California. There are utilities that are getting involved. There's net metering. There's lots of ways to pay for it every month, so that $17,000 loan is not that hard on you. I want to say thank you for watching. That's it for this one. It's a little bit shorter, but hopefully I gave you some good information. As always, check out our website at HahaSmart.com, or you can, if you're seeing us now on Facebook, that's Facebook.com/HahaSmart Solar, or we are also at HahaSmart on Instagram and on Twitter. And please, if you go to YouTube, give us a like on YouTube. We have lots of useful videos, including this podcast, which we put up there every week. And again, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and everybody, I hope you have a great week.